Welcome back to New Rockstars, I'm Erik Voss, and Frozen 2 released a new trailer that reveals some major plot details, both obvious elements through a bedtime story, and easier to miss ones through background visuals and the amount of fear in Olaf's eyes. I'm gonna break down this trailer shot by shot for all the interesting clues that you might have overlooked. Let's get started.
Far away, as north as we can go, once stood an enchanted forest.
You've seen an enchanted forest?
Yes. It was a magical place.
Okay, this opening clip is a flashback through a bedtime story told to young Elsa and Anna by their father, the late King Agnar, and their mother, Queen Iduna, who died in the saddest shipwreck ever in the first Frozen. Agnar explains that to the far north of Arendelle was once an enchanted forest, populated by this community of people, who we now know is the Northuldra. And among them are practitioners of magic, including this girl, who it seems could be a young Iduna. And Agnar, as a boy, saw her using her wind powers with leaves. We've been wondering what these four symbols that have appeared on all the ice crystals and the Stonehenge boulders mean, and now it appears that they reflect the four natural elements: earth, air, water, fire. In the way that Elsa can manipulate water particles to conjure ice, it appears that this girl can control air to conjure wind. We'll explain more how this might work out as we go. Let's move on.
But something went wrong. Since then, no one can get in or out.
Wow, Papa, that was epic.
Okay, Agnar's story continues, describing war that broke out between the forces of Arendelle and the Northuldra tribe. Among these Arendelle soldiers is this big fella. This could be Agnar's father, King Runeard. But then this pink flame spreads throughout the forest. Soldiers on both sides also blasted with a powerful wind. It appears that these natural forces attack both warring factions of humans, kind of like Mother Earth shoving the two fighting kids in opposite corners. No one gets ice cream now! And this wall of fog blocks off the symbol boulders, closing off the enchanted forest. Perhaps this enchanted forest was previously like a shared territory between sides, with everyone being able to partake in its Garden of Eden-esque splendor and bountiful natural resources. But then when a turf war broke out, nature blocked it off, trapping some of them inside, but leaving out everyone else, including Agnar and Iduna, who you'll notice gives a sad little longful expression at the end of the story as she leaves the room. And if you think about it, this natural blockade might be why Arendelle is now so dependent on trade with foreign nations, which resulted in Agnar and Iduna's death at sea, the saddest shipwreck ever, and the whole drama with Hans and the Southern Isles in the first movie. It's a classic tale of when you fight over cereal with your sister, you force your parents to have to drive to the store to buy more cereal, and then terrible things happen to them. And that is on you. Moving on.
What would I do without you? You'll always have me.
Has Elsa seemed weird to you?
She seems like Elsa.
There's this voice.
Voice? What does that mean?
Okay, you might recognize the piano music here. This track is called Above and Beyond. It's actually featured in the trailer for the live-action Cinderella film in 2015.
I want to tell you a secret.
And the sisters comfort each other. And actually, in the Frozen 2 footage shown at D23, Anna sings a lullaby here to Elsa. It's the folk song that their mother sang to them as kids, which includes the lyric, "Where the north wind meets the sea, there's a river full of memory." Could be foreshadowing the river that Anna and Olaf float down the other shot in the northern enchanted forest. Here, Anna tells her sister, "You'll always have me," which could be a clue for the central conflict of this film. Elsa answering a call to leave to the forest, perhaps even permanently, since, someone with dangerous ice magic powers probably shouldn't live in society. Like, I don't know if you know this, but when Elsa sneezes, little booger icicles fly out and stab you in the eye. Elsa waking up as part of another musical sequence shown at D23, a song called Into the Unknown, in which the mysterious voice that distracted her before calls to her again, and now she sings back to it, and in the sequence she uses her magic to conjure icy forms, and the melody of the song itself echoes the voice's call into the unknown. Give me an Oscar. Look, I'm sorry, I'm just trying to enjoy this new single as much as possible before my nieces play it over and over and over again this holiday season. Into the next clip.
Head for the cliffs!
I'm gonna blow! I've got you! The kingdom is not safe.
Okay, after Elsa sings a song, or maybe because she sings that song and that high note just pisses everything off, various natural forces assault Arendelle. The pink flame snuffs out all the lamps and lanterns, powerful winds blow through the streets, drag Sven out of his stable. Even the earth beneath their feet crumbles as the cobblestones kick up in this tremor. The people of Arendelle flee the city to the cliffs, where presumably the trolls offer them some safety. There's a shot of several of them looking outward in shock, including Oaken, owner of Wandering Oaken's Trading Post in Sana. Now perhaps these people people are watching Arendelle collapse into ruin, victim to the four natural forces, attacking in the same way the warring soldiers were attacked by nature. Elsa, as a waterbender, could be the target. As a magical person away from its home, this could be nature's way of dragging her back. Moving on.
Find who is calling to you. They may have answers.
I'm going with you.
Anna? No.
Excuse me, I climbed the North Mountain, survived a frozen heart, and saved you from my ex-boyfriend, so, you know, I'm coming.
That's normal.
Okay, here, the troll leader, Grandpappy, explains Elsa's journey with visions depicting a bridge. Actually, a similar bridge shows up later in this trailer that could be part of the pathway between Arendelle and the Enchanted Forest. There's also depictions of a truce between Arendelle's forces and the North Uldra, followed by armed conflict. Maybe the fact that this war ended without ever being settled, just nature forcing a wedge between both sides. It could now be on Elsa to return to this place and literally clear the air. This leads to Elsa, joined by Anna, Kristoff, Sven, and Olaf, to journey northward. You can see Elsa's old ice castle, and Olaf literally sleepwalking behind Elsa. There's also a word carved into the tree beside her. This could be a way past travelers found their way back to the forest gateway. And when they arrive at the wall of fog, as Elsa's hand reaches out into the fog, tiny crystals illuminate within it. If you think about it, fog, mist, it's a form of water vapor, so Elsa, as one who can manipulate these water particles, probably uses those magical abilities in order to bend those particles and clear a path. And, you know, not to get too dark, but just imagine what someone like this could do to the water particles in your blood. You know, we're talking Magneto and X2 here. Just don't mess with her. Next clip.
Where are we?
How did you get in the forest?
The mist parted for us.
Impossible.
Where did you learn magic?
Okay, on the other side of this fog, the group runs into the North Uldra, as well as some soldiers from Arendelle. Now, these soldiers are led by Lieutenant Matthias, voiced by Sterling K. Brown. Now, notice how many of them appear to be older. These soldiers might have been the ones who got trapped in the Enchanted Forest when this war was paused by nature. We also meet Yelena, the leader of the North Uldra. She's voiced by Martha Plimpton, and other North Uldra people, Honey Marin, voiced by Rachel Matthews, and Ryder, voiced by Jason Ritter. Now, there's a theory that Kristoff might have also been part of the North Uldra. Maybe even Yelena could be his mother, given the tribe's connection to the reindeer and Kristoff's unexplained connection to the trolls, and Kristoff's mother being an unknown part of his backstory. There's also a shot of Elsa using her magic to hop across these beams, kind of like Peter Parker in Venice, and she's wearing the same outfit that she wore in that beach scene we've seen lots of footage of. Seems as though a major part of her journey will be a trial that tests her magical abilities, but more on that in the rest of this trailer.
You can't just follow me into fire.
Then don't run into fire.
Okay, here Anna and Olaf paddle an ice canoe down a river. Anna uses one of Olaf's arms as a paddle, and they float past these sleeping rock giants, presumably the same ones who come alive later. Now, I've speculated in the past that these could be inspired by the Jotnar giants of Norse mythology. If I mispronounced that, which I probably did in some way, I apologize. The giant boulders and rock surfaces across Norway's landscape were once believed to have been made by these giants or be the sleeping giants themselves. There's also a shot of Elsa with this salamander. Now, this little guy named Bruni, and notice the pink pattern on its back. I'm wondering if Bruni could be the source of that pink flame, which in past footage seems to emanate from a small creature that hops from tree to tree. If this is true, it's possible that each of these four natural forces could be embodied in natural spirits. Fire in this little guy, water/ice in the horse spirit, the Knock, earth in the rock giants, and air/wind in the leaves or the trees. That might be the reason that when this tornado engulfs the group, most of the autumn leaves on the surrounding tree branches and on the ground do not get blown away as well. Like, folks, if wind is strong enough to blow away a reindeer, it's strong enough to blow every nearby dead leaf off the ground, unless those leaves are not dead. They're still alive and sentient, and they scream when you rake them. Moving on.
Magic is very alluring. Without you, she may lose herself to it. Protect Arendelle at all costs.
I believe in you, Elsa, more than anyone or anything.
Okay, in this clip, we see some shots of Elsa in the song sequence Into the Unknown. I'm sorry, I'll stop, I promise. Sven runs alongside the pack of other reindeer on a field, which dissolves into a young reindeer in the arms of, I think that's young Iduna there. Now, I don't know if this would beat Sven necessarily. Reindeer bucks tend to live 10 years, unless you're a still believing child and Rudolph lives forever. And I think it's been a lot longer than 10 years since young Iduna grew older, passed away, and then Elsa and Anna grew older. Then we see the rock giants attacking, and we return to this footage of Elsa in the crashing waves with the Knock horse spirit. She does this awesome move, somersaulting underwater, conjuring gathering a snowflake to block it, and then its hooves are holding her down, and then she grabs them and crystallizes them. It seems like part of Elsa's trial is to tame this horse. Maybe her running repeatedly out into the waves, which previously seemed like behavior of an insane person, all might be to confront the knock and wrestle it into submission. Because if she is a true waterbender, Elsa shouldn't have any problems with waves, right? Unless they were being controlled by the water horse spirit, the knock, in which case her taming the knock could reflect her own gaining full control over her powers, becoming one with herself. And moving on to the final clip.
Quick question. Is the whole putting us in mortal danger gonna be a regular thing?
Okay, so Elsa swings up onto the knock with a harness, and then a rock giant rises, appearing to lift an entire mountain range with it. Yikes. And after the title card, the trailer closes with a tag featuring Olaf. Initially oblivious, as various natural forces try to kill him, it's not until he sees the knock underneath his own reflection does he scream in terror and flee. Now, if you look further down the water's edge, there's a boulder with a circular pattern on its surface. Its reflection in the water kind of makes that look like a set of eyes, almost forming a face, as if this boulder is about to rise up as a rock giant and try to crush him. It's almost like Mother Nature watched the first Frozen and some of those Frozen shorts and just found Olaf super annoying, so now she's deploying her forces to murder him out of the movie. And I get it, he's a bit much. Comment down below with your thoughts on this new trailer, hit that like button, and subscribe to New Rockstars for breakdowns of everything you love. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Erik Voss, and thank you for watching. And away from this blue dungeon and into, I know I said I'd stop, but the rule of threes demands it, the unknown!